record. I like to give me and my team the only been 13 minutes late. It's a new record. That's how you know this about to be a really good victory talk. Let's get into it. Let's go. Victory talk. You know what it is. We back in this bitch like we never left, even though we did left for like we took a week off, not because we taking vacation, because we was working on other shit, man. We out here moving and shaking, baby. I was in Las Vegas doing speeches and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have left you. I ain't gonna leave you again. In fact, starting next week, we doing victory talk 2 times a week. How many times? 2 times a week. Not this week. We're gonna start next week. I'm just prepping y'all for this. It's gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. ish. You should be ready at 7 p.m. because we get a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? First, we was like 20 minutes late. Then we was 15. Now we under 15 minutes late. It's only a matter of time before we're on time. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna get there before the end of the year. We keep trying till we win. We never give up on trying to be on time. You know what I'm saying? This victory talk. Listen, I'm super excited. I got a lot of stuff I want to cover with you guys today. I want to help you guys win. I want to help you guys ball. Shot call. All right, I want to help you guys ball hard. That's what we've been doing. I know you guys have all learned a lot. I want to get into it. I'm ready to get into it. But first, as always, got to have a word from our sponsors. Thot Repellent. That's right, Thot Repellent. This is the easy to apply spray that will keep the thoughts away from you. Now, most of you guys watching this are probably losers now, but you don't have to be, right? And if you keep watching Victory Talk, especially we're going to be doing this twice a week, that's twice the victory for you. And pretty soon, you're going to be so victorious that these bitches are going to be all over you. You're going to have to walk out. If you don't have Thot Repellent, you're going to walk out with a goddamn baton, beating bitches off of you. You're just trying to go to the store. And you got bitches flocking to you because you a baller shot caller now, a victorious champion amongst a sea of losers. All right, the average guy's a motherfucking loser. Don't forget about that. The average guy is in America. This is real stat. 17 pounds overweight. The average man in America has less than $1,000 in his bank account. God damn it. So imagine you out here balling, shot calling in the best shape. You've been watching Victory Talk twice a week. Right now, you got your money, your muscle, and your mindset on point. You well above average. These bitches are gonna be like, "Oh shit, there's a motherfucking G," and they're gonna flock to you. And you're gonna need Thot Repellent to keep these hoes off you. Yeah, that's why we don't talk about getting women here, because all the pickup guys, they just telling you how to pretend to be me. I'm teaching you how to be me, and if you're me, you need this shit, man. I got to walk around armed. Because I don't know what these hoes is liable to do. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to need it too. Thot Repellent. This is just a prototype. All your super chats go towards bringing this product to market because you're going to need it. You're going to need it, right? Because right now, Nima, we tested it, right? And It only keeps at right now about 12 bitches away from you. Is that what we got to?
Up to 24 hours.
12 bitches away from you for 24 hours. But what happens if you really balling? Then there's going to be more than 12 bitches. Then what? We got to get this. We got to improve on the design. We got to improve on the design. You know what I'm saying? And That's what this is where 100% of your super chats go towards the research and development for Thot Repellent. We're gonna get this to market soon. It's just a prototype. This one's just for me and Nima spraying ourselves down and shit.
And the guests, as long as they're here.
Before I had Thot Repellent, I just had a crazy Dominican girlfriend. You can see the crazy in her eyes when these hoes say anything to me. This bitch said hi to me. She just said hi to both of us in the lobby. The bitch saying hi to you for. Hey, baby, I don't know. I don't even know that bitch. I never seen that bitch before in my life, baby. I swear to you. And I didn't. But if I have Thot Repellent, the bitches they'll just flee. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for all of us. Right? I'm excited to get into today's teaching, today's lesson, right? From the Church of Victory Talk. But I want to start it off a little different this week. I want to start it off with a segment we call Baller of the Week. Baller of the Week. This is the segment we do every week that I remember to do this segment, where we acknowledge a member of the baller community who's outballed everyone. And once again, I got to give the honor to Brandon Carter, King Keto, Baller of the Week. Why? Why do I deserve it? Because listen, I'm not a podcast historian, but I might be the very first nigga to host his own podcast wearing a Richard Mille watch. I might be. This might be Black history. Like, kids are going to write reports about me hosting his own podcast wearing a Richard Mille for Black History Month, right? I might be the first nigga to do this shit wearing a podcast, right? Just got the new watch, the Richard Mille watch. Here's the thing. I would have done an unboxing for you niggas, but I already unboxed it. But I'm going to show you what the box looks like. You get this box. You get a Richard Mille. You can't see it. Richard Mille, or some people say Richard Mille. Richard Mille. Richard Mille watch, right? Boom. You open it. Let me just show you that again. Let me just show you it again. That wasn't a flaw. That was a feature. You open it, boom, pops open. This box is leather, mind you. In the box, what you got? Another box. What does it say here? Richard Mille. You know what I'm saying? And you open this shit like a little spacecraft. And this is what a watch was. This was the housing for it. And the watch was in there, but I'm wearing the shit. This is that Richard Mille watch. You know what I'm saying? And it says, what does it say right here? Richard Mille. You know what I'm saying? And I got the RM 029. For you broke motherfuckers, that's the Richard Mille 29. Hoes. Right? And these motherfuckers don't know about the Richard Mille. This is the first time they heard about the shit. Now, if you wanted to get one of these yourself, and I suggest you should. You probably should. Go ahead and get you one. Get two, right? It's only going to cost you about $200,000. That's it. I was like, man, they giving this shit away. It's a steal. The price went down. Like, so during the pandemic, it was about $275. But the prices dropped with everything else, you know. I was like, And because I get the same stock advice and shit that you can get in the Victory Unit Discord, right? I made money as the fucking stock market dropped. I was shorting the market like a G. Make money, stocks going up, down, sideways. I don't give a fuck. I bought this shit. Here's the beauty of this shit. Somebody's thinking right now, I would never pay that much money for a watch. Of course not, motherfucker. You're not me. I do all types of shit you would never do. Ball, shot call, stun on the haters, reject bitches that you jag off to. You know what I'm saying? I do all types of shit you don't do, bro. All right. This was all bought with passive income. Yeah. The same shit I've been telling y'all for fucking years. Passive income. You make, let me show you how it works when you want to get a Richard Mille or any other type of baller shit. All right, so you make money. Boom. You work for this money. All right, so this is earned income. I'm gonna put it here. Earned. That's an E. Let me start that over. Let me start that E over. Earned income. Boom. Money you work for. Boom. Use that to buy what? Assets. See, some of you dumb motherfuckers be like, I want a Richard Mille. like the homie, like King Keto. I want a Richard Mille like Gymnasium Jesus, Brandon Carter. Like, no. You're going to work at some job, save up for 10, 20 years, then buy, and then try to get you a Richard Mille, right? But that's not how it works. What you want to do is work for money, even if it's your own business, invest that into assets, right? My preferred form of asset acquisition is in the stock market, right? And what you do is that makes you money. Boom. Use that money. What the fuck did I just do? All right, that was dyslexia at its finest. I really have dyslexia. If you make fun of me for it, it's basically a hate crime. And you should also feel bad about yourself because I just bought a Richard Mille with dyslexia and you got a regular brain and you sitting there with a motherfucking G-Shock saying, oh, the fat nigga said it was cool. Right? All right, whatever, bro. Who get more pussy? God in the past, baby. Back in the day. The king of ketosis or the fat nigga from YouTube? All right. Anyway, the fat watch nigga. I mean, I got some G-Shocks too, but I ain't here fucking bragging about it. That shit is utilitarian. All right. Anyway, boom. Use your assets. The assets give you money. Boom. Use those. You can do one or two things here. Use your assets to buy luxuries. Right? You can do that. And that's like basic rich dad, poor dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki. You know what I'm saying? But what I did was I used the money from the assets to do what? To buy more assets. And I kept doing that shit until I went, boom, Richard Mille. You feel me? So basically what I did was, let me show you how I did it. I had a huge stock portfolio, right? Like over $1 million worth of stocks. And what I did was I did a strategy where I sold covered calls against my stock portfolio, right? So I would do that weekly. It's kind of too much for me to go into right now, but I think me and my homie Greg from the Victory Unit Discord, what we're going to do is we're going to put together a free course and put it in the Discord on how to sell options. Like most people want to, they buy in options, but we're like, when you sell options, you get a premium. It's different. It's basically you make money off of the stocks you already have, or you make money by selling puts in order to buy stock. So I never just buy a stock. What I do is I sell puts, cash secured puts, and then sometimes I get into the stock, but I get paid to buy the stock, or I get paid to pretend to buy the stock. I don't know how to explain it to you, but Greg can too. Basically, I use my money to make more money. And then I use that money to make more money. And I use that money to buy me a Richard Mille. All right. I'm sorry. Richard Mille. I was able to buy my first Richard Mille. You know what I'm saying? It came in this fucking leather box. It came in 2 leather boxes, nigga. Okay, listen. It came with a leather box. Inside the leather box, plop, was a leather box. And inside that was a watch. All right. Let's get into this Richard Mille, right? So a lot of people will be like, oh, it's not a good. Some people might say it's not a good investment. It's not an investment. You get what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. You use your assets to buy luxuries. Right. So I'm not out here flipping watches like you fucking nerds. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to buy luxuries. I don't sell my jewelry. I'm not out here reselling jewelry. All right. I use assets to buy luxuries. I can do whatever. I can fucking burn it. I can throw it away. I can fucking give it away. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I use assets to buy it. Let's break down the watch. I got to cover my face, right? Right, Nima? All right. Cover my face. So this is the RM29 is titanium. All right. It's titanium and plastic. Nigga, I bought 2. Maybe it was stupid. I bought $200,000 worth of titanium and rubber. But I like it. See, that's the beauty of it, man. When you use assets to buy luxuries, you can do whatever you want, bro. You can buy titanium and rubber. You can do whatever you want, bro. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. If you want to learn more about that and other money getting strategies, join the Discord. It's free. It's right down there. Right there in the description. Also, I have a free course on getting money. 100% free. It's called Baller Mindset. And it's free, right? It's not like some people will give you free shit and then they want you to buy their thing. It's like a funnel or something like that. I already beat ClickFunnels. Like if ClickFunnels was a game, I already won. They gave me their fucking biggest trophy, the $10 million award. I don't have to do all that shit no more, man. The game is won. King Keto won the game already, right? So it's like legit free. Baller Mindset. A lot of y'all have already started going through it. Right? Type in the comments if you've already been through Baller Mindset or if you started it. There's nothing you can buy when you buy it. All it is game. And how much time did we spend on that course?
It took for you, it took a couple of months to plan.
Yeah.
It took about a week to record, and it took about 2 months to edit and put it up.
Yeah, but like 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it took a long time, man. We put a lot of work into it. And if you want to start buying like jewelry, Cartier bracelets, Richard Mille watches, you want to learn how to do that, man. Baller Mindset course will show you exactly how to go from being broke to balling, start to finish. I really outlined how I went from being broke, probably in a worse position than y'all, you know, and it was like pre-internet, like fucking MySpace and shit. Like the internet, like I didn't even, all there weren't even as many viable options when I started the shit as there are now. So like you guys can definitely take advantages. I'm always a little jealous of you young people, right, who have all the opportunities that I didn't have. Like some of the shit just didn't exist. ClickFunnels didn't exist. My first website I built, I had to fucking write code, HTML. You know what I'm saying? Shopify didn't exist. You know, fucking Instagram didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super jealous of some of you guys, man. But yeah, man, make sure you get that ball. Have they been saying they've been going through Baller Mindset course? Because that shit is hard, man. Like, y'all need to really fuck with it. Anyone saying it? No?
Yeah, there is actually.
All right, yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, they have finished it, and some of them are actually going. Like, for example, yep.
Oh, okay. Some people going through it.
Yeah, the comments.
All right. Changed his life. Hopefully we can get that brother a shirt one day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll start making the money, get a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Okay, some people been through. Yo, it's really good. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever put together. You know, I'm super proud of it, and I think y'all. Hey man, y'all see the comments? Change his life. Adam, he in the middle of the course and is amazing. That's what's up, man. Come on, man. Yeah, you gotta get your baller mindset on. That's what it's all about. Sign for the baller mindset, but only got the second email. Can't register. Oh man, you got the email, bro. Unless you listen. If I had to guess who fucked up. It probably wasn't the fucking multi-million-dollar CRM that I use or Gmail. Might have been you, Chris, but it's all good. It's probably in you. Like all these other people got it, man. It's automated, baby. You know what I'm saying? Check your spam, man. That's probably where it went. That happens. Sometimes go see your promotions or something like that. You know, you definitely got it. Come on, man. People going through it. Listen, do we have, I think there's some super chats that come in. I'll answer before we go in the first segment. I'm excited to get into that.
We have low IQ detector.
Mm-hmm.
In the past year, what's the most grams of carbs you eat in one day? Will your girl ever go on the FNF panel?
No, she won't. No, she won't, man. You know what happens when you let your girl around hoes? You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, we be fucking, yo, man. Like, while I be on the FNF panel, and now she'll send me a text, and we be roasting these hoes in the text live while the shit is on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she wants to try to have a conversation with these hoes. What's the most crack? I don't know, man. Maybe it was babe, when was the last time I had that cheat day? Was that Christmas?
Yeah.
I'd have to look to see how much. Well, however many carbs is in Mastro's butter cake. That's how many I had that on Christmas. Christmas last year. Yeah.
We have David.
Uh-huh.
Brandon, how big is the difference between being good and being exceptional in something from an input to output standpoint?
It's everything. Like, because, okay, so here's the thing. Everything is good, right? It's hard to find a product that's not good. Like, people complain about shit, but for example, take automobiles. If you buy a new car, they're all good. You can't really buy a bad new car, right? There's levels, right? But they're all good. So good is like the baseline. The world is too competitive to just be good now. So if you're good, you're lucky if you actually even succeed. Like that's what's kind of fucked up right now, is that being good is just baseline. You can be good at something and still fail now because it's too much competition, man. There's just too much competition, and your competition is worldwide. You get what I'm saying? Your competition is worldwide. And for example, one of my video editors, not Nima, the other one, Harry, he's in London. I didn't have to hire someone in London, but when I was interviewing candidates, there were people in my backyard. There was people in New York. But Harry was the best. You're competing on a world stage now. You get what I'm saying? And that's for everything. It's for jobs. It's to succeed for women. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally everything. So the only way to do that, the only way to succeed is to really stand out. You know, you got to set yourself apart. You do that with skill acquisition, you know, relentless focus on skill acquisition. And you got to also know that you're never good enough. Sometimes I see people entering, you know, spaces that I'm in, and some of these motherfuckers are like formidable opponents, you know, like, oh shit. All right. But I welcome that because they keep me on my game and it pushes me to new heights. All right, so one or two more before we get to the next.
We have concerned black man.
Oh man,
$10.
he's still concerned. He's still concerned. That's cool though. Thanks for that. Thanks for that donation.
And we have Gabriel Gonzalez. Hey, Brandon and crew. How are you? Have you ever had to deal with unlikable coworkers or bosses?
Yo, I'm glad you're reading that shit, babe, because I really read that shit and I was like, have you ever to deal with a ukulele? I'm like, what the? Nah, man. Ukulele? That's what my dyslexic ass brain saw. That's the problem with dyslexia. Like, you see shit that's not there when it comes to words. I legit saw ukulele. I was like, have I ever had to deal with a ukulele? Like, the fuck you mean, Gabriel? Stay off the drugs, Gonzalez. But no, it was me who was fucking up. You know what? I don't know. Maybe like employees that had to go, you know. But as an employee, as when I was employee, you know what, man? Even if they were like shitty people, people were always nice to me. People were always kind of like, people would be like complaining and shit and kind of be sticking the muds, or people with bad personalities. But they would be cool with me. Like, even when I worked at the Prada store, like, they fired me, but like, I was the problem. Like, they were fine. They were good people. Like, I'm still friends with people from those days. It was me. And they did a good job when they fired me. I think that was the right decision, because I was security guard, but I didn't guard anything or keep anyone secure. I was just there. Kind of standing there. Standing there, man. And I was like super bad at the job. I remember once we was trying to, we had just closed, but Nicole Kidman tried to get in. And it was like, oh, I told her no. It is like, yo, the staff was like mad at me because she would have came in there and dropped a bunch of money. I was like, look, ho, I don't get paid on commission. I locked that door in Nicole Kidman's face. She was with her husband, Keith Urban. I think that was her husband at the time. I locked the door on them motherfuckers. I was like, you white motherfuckers come back tomorrow. I got to go to another job after this. I don't get paid overtime here. I'm out. So yeah, they did a good job firing me. You know what I'm saying? I think I was the person that, to listen to that story, it was me. But no, honestly, the people who are like assholes, at the jobs I had, they were nice to me. And I think that's because I read like How to Win Friends and Influence People. And okay, here's the thing. This is important. Listen to me. It's really easy for us to blame other people for how they treat us. I know that might sound deep, right? It's easy for us to blame other people for how they treat us. However, you need to understand that they don't treat everyone that way. They treat you that way. And they might treat a lot of people that way. But why they will treat you differently if you treat them differently. So when I'm around people, when I walk in a room, I feel like I want to control everyone's state. You know, I've joked around with my friends like I'm the head of state because I'm going to control everyone's state. So even if someone's in a bad mood, they're not going to be in a bad mood around me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying what's up to people everywhere I go, I'm greeting people with big smiles and all that shit. I'm kind of like the puppy that's like running up on everybody saying hi. You know how like little puppies make everyone happy even if they're in a bad mood? That's me. But like in a cool James Bond kind of way. And it's like, so even those people, I would compliment them. Like if somebody was particularly like susceptible to being in a bad mood, a lot of times what I would do is I would I would like compliment them when I saw them. Hey man, what's going on? Oh man, this your fucking hair or some shit looks great today, you know, or find reasons to compliment, but I would find reasons that were true. And those people were like nice to me. I don't know. It's you gotta state control is not just about controlling your state. That's the first level, like feeling how you want to feel. But the next level is when you can control states of people around you. And when you learn how to do that, then you unlock a whole nother level of life, of mastery. You get what I'm saying? Like Neem, I don't know if you've paid attention to it, but have you seen it? Like when we go places, it's like start paying attention. You've only been there for like a year and a half, but start paying attention. You see, like everyone's always happy around me. Have you noticed that? Have you ever seen someone in a bad mood around me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have not. No, I have not. And if you notice that someone doesn't have a positive energy, you follow up. You're like, I feel like right now something is off. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
I call it out immediately.
Yep.
You
No,
know what
I
I'm
have not. And no.
Yeah,
Just
because
solid
I
answer,
don't
straight
let
up.
it happen. I really try not to let it happen but it's not because I'm a nice guy. It's actually selfish because I don't want their negative mood to affect me. Like states are contagious, and I don't want their negative mood to affect me. So I think you need to start taking responsibility for other people, for the state of people around you. And that's a tall order to ask, but you know, if you can do that, then you unlock a whole different level. Because right now you're effect instead of cause, right? The fact that you said you had to deal with it, it means that their state is affecting yours. You know what I'm saying? You're effect instead of cause. You need to think, no, I am cause, not effect. All right. Hey, that's one of the habits that winners cultivate. In fact, there's a few habits that winners cultivate, and we have a whole segment about it. We call it the habits of a winner. I should make a video on that. Yeah. Thanks, whoever that. Thanks, Gonzalez. All right, listen. I'm going to break down to you. All right, pay attention, motherfuckers. Get your notebooks out, pens and pads. It's not a video that you just fucking watch for entertainment. This is when you sit down and study. You watch more than once, because I'm about to show you exactly why most people never really reach their potentials and never really succeed the way they hope to in life. If you do this right, you'll be able to accomplish all your goals and have what will look like to others an unbelievable run of continuous victory. Still, dude, if you fuck this up, you can expect ups and downs, roller coasters, and a really chaotic life indefinitely. So you want to make sure you pay attention. All right. So over the last 10 years, over the last 2 decades, I've coached literally thousands of people in both fitness, business, and in life. You know, I've coached and mentors literally thousands of people, and I've noticed certain trends, right? So there's 2 types of people. Person 1, their life looks it's not showing. I don't know why.
It's showing a different page.
What page is showing?
It shows an app. It's like, can you just disconnect?
Yeah, let's just disconnect. Let's just start this over.
That should fix it.
What now?
It's loading.
It's loading. It was just working.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right. So what I've noticed is 2 types of people that I've coached. And this is what normal people are like. The first person, what's called, this is when they're winning in life, winning. This is when they're losing. Right? And winning and losing can mean whatever. It can mean a lot of things. It could mean someone's like they're in great shape or they're fat and out of shape. It can mean they're making a lot of money or they're broke and struggling, right? It depends on what the goal is. But when they first start working with me or working with anyone, right, they put in a tremendous amount of effort initially. And then because of that effort, first you got to put in the effort, but then after it, they start winning. Boom. But as soon as they start winning, effort fucking drops. Like almost to nothing. Right? And then what happens with the amount of success they have? It starts to dwindle, right? They'll have some momentum going, but it'll start to dwindle, and then they won't start putting in effort again until they hit the bottom. So what does that look like? It can look like, somebody hits this point, boom, and then they start indulging in the fruits of their labors. They start partying, they start taking it easy, and maybe they stop working on their business, or they stop doing the things that got them the success in general. For example, I met a guy last week when I was in Las Vegas, and he stopped me in the casino and he said, "Oh my God, it's Brandon Carter, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus. And I can't believe I'm meeting you." I was like, "Well, yeah, oh man, nice to meet you, brother. I'm sure this is very exciting for you." And he said, "Yeah, man, like years ago, I was following your workout plans and your diet and everything, and I got into amazing shape, man. But then I stopped." He was kind of out of shape. He had like a real dad bod physique. And he had a real pre-diabetic physique. And I was like, "Well, why'd you stop?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I just got success and then I just got lazy." And I was like, yeah. And I see this all the time. People stop doing the stuff that got them successful once they get a certain level of success. They take their foot right off the gas. I had a conversation with another dude yesterday. He was talking to me and he was saying, "Man, how's your podcast going?" I was like, "Oh, it's going well, man. We're making like more progress every month, and blah, blah, blah." I'm talking about the podcast. He said, "Man, I had a podcast during the pandemic. It was the top 25 in the business podcast." And I was like, "Well, why'd you stop?" He's like, "Man, I just got to travel and all that." Like, I don't know why the fuck people do this. Well, I do know why. What happens is they start indulging in the fruits of their labor, or they get cocky, or they think, sometimes they get cocky and they think that is just going to last, or they just start partying too much, or they think they don't have to work until the success stops. And then they start working hard again. And they usually wait until the bills come, or they get so fucking fat, their kids' friends are making fun of them, or doctor says they about to die or some shit. And then they start they get back to putting in that effort. And this might be you. You might have had success in something, right? And you stop. Then they start putting in the effort again, right? And then after a while, boom, they start getting some success, and then boom. They continue the same fucking charade indefinitely. This boom and bust cycle indefinitely. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. The winners, the real G's, they do this. Boom. Same graph. Same graph. Winning, losing. Right? They put in the effort. Boom. Then when they start getting some success, they don't take their foot off the gas. They just maintain it. They just maintain effort. You start putting in max effort and then you maintain. This is what you really want to do. And then what happens is you still have setbacks. Life's not going to be a straight line. What happens? The lows become lower, right? And see, when you keep success at this, when you maintain success at this level, at max level, it starts to compound, right? And if you watch me over the last 10 years, right, I went from wearing an Apple Watch in a 1-bedroom apartment in Queens, right, to getting the brand new Richard Mille in a penthouse in Miami. Goddamn private elevators, oceanfront views, sexy ass girlfriend, half my age. You motherfuckers still fucking bitches your age. Ugh. Fuck I'm gonna do with a 40-year-old bitch? Buy her some Insure. Get her an iced out walker. You don't want to be my age fucking 40-year-old bitches, man. That's why you got to pay attention to this video. I digress. Okay, so, but a lot of you guys have been through, you do this boom and bust shit. What you want to do is maintain momentum. And it's very important. And here's why. Here's why. There's three things you need to do to maintain momentum. All right. One is you got to maintain max effort, even when things getting good, especially when things get good, right? This is the danger zone. This right here is the danger zone, because that's when you can really start getting either full of yourself, you can start getting cocky, right? And you can start thinking your shit don't stink or you can't miss, right? That's when it's most dangerous. And worst of all, if you get some success is more dangerous than failure, because when you get some success, now you have leverage. And with that leverage, you can fuck your life up even more. You get what I'm saying? Someone with no money, they can't really fuck things up too much, right? But if you have money, now you can buy a house that you can't afford. You can put a down payment on a house you can't afford. Now you got monthly payments that you can't afford. Next thing you know, you foreclosed, you fucked up your credit, you owe the bank a bunch of money. You can really fuck shit up on a deeper level with leverage, right? Success is more dangerous, right? What you want to do is work like you're losing even when you're winning. Work like you're losing even when you're winning, because you want to maintain momentum. The reason this graph keeps going up like my life is because I maintained momentum. You want to think about a rocket ship going out of the atmosphere. It has those big fuel tanks on the side. Why does it have those big fuel tanks? Because it takes a lot of effort to get that rocket out of the atmosphere. But once it gets out of the atmosphere, it can drop the fuel tanks, and then it can coast a little bit. Right. But you motherfuckers keep quitting before you get out the atmosphere. Right. So you had to keep doing the hardest part over and over again. You had to keep starting over. And that's the hardest part. And you have to do the hardest part over and over again. So it seems like this is actually way harder. This shit is actually way harder because you have to keep doing the hardest part over and over again. And that's why most of you motherfuckers just get frustrated and quit and give up like a hoe. All right. Number two. Next thing you got to understand is you have to keep your guard up. The more you sweat during peace, the less you bleed during war. What do I mean by that? Your life is not going to be an unbroken boulevard of green lights once you have some success, right? There's going to be problems. There's going to be things that they're going to stand in your way. There's going to be obstacles, right? And there's a hierarchy of obstacles. Let me show you this. I don't want to use this. Hold on. I use this one. Boom. There's a hierarchy of, I don't want to use this. Hold up. There's 4 different kinds of obstacles. All right. That can knock you off your path. One is just hits, right? You basically, you're taking hits in life. There's always going to be things that can knock you off your path. You're always going to be taking hits. So you want to always keep your guard up and train for it and prepare for it. And the problem is some people, they take their foot off the gas, they put their guard down, and then the hit turns into an L, right? They take a loss. But a hit doesn't have to be a loss, right? It could just be a small thing. If you were prepared for it, if you were strong enough, right? But it ends up being a loss. And then if you're not prepared for that loss, then that loss can be a setback. Right? You can take a loss. You can take an L. I'm gonna call it an L, because a setback is the L that you're not prepared for. Right? Then it's a loss. But see, the L doesn't have to be. The L doesn't have to be a loss. It could be a lesson. If you was prepared for it, right? So you can take hits. If you're not prepared for it, a hit turns into an L. L turns into a setback, right? Now, if you're not prepared for that, if you're not strong enough to handle the setback, then it turns into a goddamn tragedy. Goddamn tragedy. A hit doesn't have to be an L. A L doesn't have to be a setback, and a setback doesn't have to be a tragedy. But you got to be prepared for the hits as they come. For example, last year, my cousin, he got in a car accident and he died. He lost his life, man. We were really close, and it fucked me up emotionally. But also, funeral in like 3-4 days or whatever, 20 grand. Who's going to pay for it? Well, I paid for it. What if you had to give up 20 grand today because a family member died? How would you handle that? That might be a fucking tragedy for you and your family, right? And then I helped. Well, I didn't help. I paid for his daughter's school. You know what I'm saying? I started paying for his daughter's school, helping out the family. That would have fucked a lot of y'all up. Could you even do it? That shit might have been a tragedy for you. If you had to pay $20K for a funeral, and then you had to basically help support someone else's family, your cousin's family, that could have been a tragedy for you, or it could have been a tragedy for them, right, man? I can't help it. I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it, man. Times is hard. Brother, man. I hope y'all let me know how it works out. You know what I'm saying? Like a bitch. Not me. I fucking rolled on my sleeve. I just handled it, but I was prepared for it because I'm always preparing for the hits when they come. You get what I'm saying? So success is basic. This is the key to success. This is the key for your graph to look like this instead of like this. Always prepare for the next hit and get stronger in between hits. Right? When times are good, that's when you want to be working the hardest. When times are good, because that's how you'll prepare yourself, whether it's acquiring skills, building up your financial reserves, building your foundation. So when the next hit comes, it kind of just bounce off you. It's nothing. Otherwise, that shit can be a fucking setback. It can be an L, or it can be a fucking tragedy, depending on how prepared you are for that. Being able to go, because it's going to happen. Your life is not going to be a unbroken boulevard of green lights. Bad things are going to happen. Fucking bad shit is going to happen to you over and over again until you die. But how severe it is and how it affects you depends on how you behave in between the times. There's going to be times where everything's going good. Do you relax? Do you take your foot off the gas? Do you party? Run around getting high, drunk, fucking hoes? Or are you preparing for that shit? Getting ready. All right. You know, the next one is going to come. I'm a beast. I think about all right, the next one's going to come. I'm going to be so strong by then that it will be nothing to me. You get what I'm saying? That's exactly what I did when C9 came through. When C9 came through, shut the whole world down. It was scary, but listen, my son's mom got laid off. I said, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about looking for another job or work. Just chill. I'll take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. I told all my employees, listen, we're not laying nobody off. Everything's cool. My videographers, I didn't need them. Everything was shut down. I was like, listen, I don't need you motherfuckers for anything right now because we're not filming nothing. But I'm still going to pay you, right? My son's nanny, she was staying home. I was like, listen, just take care of your family. You don't even worry about it. I'm still going to pay you because I knew I was going to need her. I didn't want to go get another job, right? was my son's best friend. You know what I'm saying? And she was a great nanny. And I knew I was gonna still need my employees when this shit was over. I didn't want to go get other jobs and shit. So I was like, we're still gonna pay you for nothing. Just hold tight. And I didn't lay off anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because I had enough reserves because I was waiting for some shit to happen. And even better than that, I had a bunch of fucking money on the side. I invested in the stock market with my man Romulus. Boom. And I made a fucking ton of money. This fucking setback was a set up for the come up. The setback was a set up for the come up. I was going hard the whole time. You know what I'm saying? This is it's key, man. You got to keep your guard off. The more you sweat during peace, the less you bleed during war. So once you start getting some success in any arena, that is not the time to take your foot off the gas. That's the time to go harder and to prepare, because it's not going to be like that the whole time. Look at any stock chart of any company. You can see it wasn't all good times. It wasn't, the chart doesn't go straight up. It goes all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Up, down, left, right. But they really, the key is to just understand that it's not going to be good forever. And you want to work super hard during those good times. So when the bad times come, or a bad thing happens, or you get hit with something that could be a setback, you're strong enough to withstand it. It's nothing. And this is the way you keep. And this is the way you keep momentum. All right. I got one more thing I want to tell you guys about this. But before we get into that, and I'm going to tell you the third step. But before we get into that, we got to bring in my man Romulus for the market recap. Let's go.
So Brandon, Romulus is having some technical issues with connecting his mic. Oh, actually, I think it's fixed.
Oh, it's fixed?
Let's drop the intro.
Yeah.
And then check it out.
All right, what do you think? You hear me okay there, Brandon? Everything good?
Everything's great, man. You know what it is.
Oh, that's a beautiful. Yeah, you talk about being prepared all the time. Computer systems. Look, we live in an age of technology. You think, I'm going to buy a phone, I'm going to buy a tablet, I'm going to buy a computer, and I'm going to be good for years and years. You got to be ready to buy this stuff all the time. Talk about being prepared, staying prepared, and being ready. I was just thinking the other day, Brandon, people, like, I know how to take a car that's probably 20 years or older, and I know how to change the spark plugs, change the oil, change a flat, do some basic maintenance, and do some things on that car.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find anyone under the age of 35 who can do any of those things anymore.
Yeah, nah.
But I'm looking at this computer system that's been kicking my ass the last day and a half since I got it. Like all these 25 and 30, they have this done in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's just beating my ass down. But I persevered, got it done, got some help, and we're here with you guys, excited. Missed you last week, so hopefully all is well with you.
Yo, man, yeah, no, I'm excited to talk to you again, man, especially because this market's been doing some wild things, and and we all want to know what the hell Romulus has to say about it. That's what I think. When the market's going crazy, I think, man, let me just find out. I haven't been watching CNBC. I was like, man, I'm just gonna wait to talk to Romulus.
Yeah, so we've been in and out of a lot of things the last couple of weeks as earnings season is right now. And a lot of people don't pay attention to banks. They don't pay attention to brokers. They don't really see what JP Morgan does. They don't care what Morgan Stanley's up to. What they're paying attention to, what they're trying to find out is Tesla, then Netflix, then Apple, Microsoft. That's what they want to know. They want to know what the big tech companies are doing, because that's where everybody's trading right now. And I mean, everybody's into these things, right? But if you take a step back, dig a little deeper, you can see that the bank stocks have always come out.
Your charts? Can we see this? You got your chart, or do you want me to? You need me to pull up mine?
This always takes a second when we do this. So let's see. That's the wrong thing to hit. We want to hit present. And
no one explains the charts like you, man. No one breaks it down like you.
Let's go. Well, let's break some things down so we can break our net worth up.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
You see it okay, Brandon, on your end?
Yeah.
That means everybody else is seeing it as well.
We got it, man.
Good. So, all right, first group of stocks to report earnings. Always, this happens just like the Easter Bunny in the spring, just like old St. Nick in the wintertime. We've got the banks coming out first, and then we move on. And so you see, there's great trading opportunities
Wow.
inside of these moves. It's difficult and perhaps not even that wise to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of tech stocks today. Look, these things are up. They've been up. They're overbought. They're ready for who knows what. There's no real value going on right now. There's no smart buying opportunity going on right now. Microsoft goes up. Microsoft goes down. Apple goes up. Apple goes down.
Ooh.
Right now, this is not a smart place to put your money into the markets in these big tech stocks if you're not already there. Okay?
Okay.
So let's get that out of the way, because a lot of people are just chasing this stuff. Sometimes they're making money. Sometimes they're losing money.
But it's severely overbought right now, it looks like.
So things have been moving, and because it's an overbought condition, that just creates a dangerous situation to just throw your money into it. But that doesn't mean that there aren't great ways to trade these kinds of things.
Okay.
If you use a couple of tweaks in your strategy and think a little bit. Let's take JP Morgan as an example. And then we'll get into Tesla, which is coming out with earnings tomorrow. We'll look at Netflix and a few of the other big tech companies here. So JP Morgan, this is the largest bank in the world. It's been moving up, and in just a couple of down days during its uptrend recently. And right here, that's the day the earnings came out. We call this the fade trade. Now, you got an alert for this one.
Yeah.
Aware of this. We talked about this extensively. As a matter of fact, we held a 2-hour training session on these trades just a couple of weeks ago to get the Centurion Nation, to get the Legion prepared for these kinds of trades. And they were, and they are, and they're all making money from this. So you see, it jumps up. When a big green candle is filled in like that, you know, most of them are empty, right?
Yeah.
Most of them are hollow. But when it's got a big filled in green, that means it couldn't hold the open. Couldn't hold the open. And it's fading away. It opens hot. Earnings come out. Everyone's excited about the news, about the earnings, about the release. And then it just kind of fades away. And there's your opportunity. So there was a lot of banks that did that last week. Wells Fargo did the same thing. And here was a big, nasty one. You see that big, fat red candle, that real dump right there. That was Citibank.
Citigroup.
It happened to, Citigroup. It happened to a lot of these banks. So let's move into Tesla, as I promised. Here we go. Tesla has earnings tomorrow. I believe it's after the close. It's not in the morning. So the action for Tesla will be found on Thursday, not tomorrow. Again, earnings come out on tomorrow afternoon. So like JP Morgan, now let's go back to that to take a look at this. Like JP Morgan, Tesla has been moving up several days in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. It's really overdone already. It's used up a lot of energy to get to this point. Chances are it'll go up again tomorrow. Now, this is a big if the stock goes up again Thursday after the news comes out, well, that creates the opportunity for the fade trade.
For the fade trade.
We do this every earnings season.
Yeah.
Last time we did this, it was late April, early May, and I think we went 11 for 11 on these trades.
Come on, man.
Our first one this time is JP Morgan. We got a winner on that one, so we're 1 for 1 here. It has to set up right, and it probably will. There's a lot of bullish enthusiasm right now. A lot, and I'll get back to that, by the way, in a moment. A lot of agreed trading happening, a lot of consensus across the market environment these days. And Tesla goes up again tomorrow. If it trades up Thursday morning, that sets it up for the fade trade. Now,
got it.
You saw Microsoft break out here. Okay, this little bump up right here.
That looks like a real breakout, right? Because of the volume.
Yeah, the big volume, and there's some, it's an AI fueled bubble. It's as early stages of an AI bubble right now in these stocks. So if you ever thought, if you caught the tail end of the crypto bubble, or you caught the tail end of the stock market bubble, or if you ever wanted to see the early stages of a bubble, this is it. Okay, you're looking at it right now. Doesn't mean these stocks can't go down significantly along the way. I remember from 1995 until early 2000, which was the greatest bubble in stock market history, the dot-com bubble. All kinds of those stocks would run like this. Then they drop 15, 20, 25% for a few weeks, and they'd run again. Okay. The challenge these days, meaning the last couple of weeks, is we haven't seen an oversold condition. We haven't seen a sell-off. We have not seen a correction since early March.
Yeah.
Okay, all the way. Let's go back to the S&P 500. Since all the way back in here. This is the last time. And all this did, by the way, was to create an intermediate term oversold condition. It didn't even create a long-term oversold condition in the stock market. In other words, it did not create an environment that really made sense to go in there for longer term investors, retirement accounts, and grab good common sense value in the stock market.
Yeah.
Not even back here. Okay. We haven't seen something like that in a good oversold condition really since October of 2022. So it's been over 9 months since we've seen a condition like that. And when you get situations like this, let me ask you this, Brandon. Everybody has been buying these same tech stocks, right?
Yeah.
Same things that they're all buying, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that there's a consensus out there in the trading and investing community, both institutional and retail, that really these things are all good for a long time to come?
Yeah.
We're all set here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think is going to happen if, and this is an if, one of these companies, 2 of these companies, 3 of these companies just shits the bed on their earnings release in the next 2 to 3 weeks?
Ooh.
No one's looking for it. No one's expecting it. No one.
Yeah.
No one is expecting that kind of thing to happen right now. Everyone is on the same side of this boat. Now,
but because of that, let me just real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but wouldn't because this buy the dip mentality, wouldn't people just be? Do you think more buyers will rush in or no?
You know, it happens like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
But you get to a point where the last buyer.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You know, your top tick Harry, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you bet against these things in full force.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you hold them, doesn't mean you sell them.
Mm.
What it means is that today you don't go out there just because earnings are coming out and you put all your money into all these 7 stocks. That's not smart investing or trading. You got to have a plan. You have to have a system. Like I just described to you with the JP Morgan trade from last Friday and the possible trade coming up in Tesla in a few more days, the fade trade.
Yeah.
You got to have a system and a plan. Okay. You have to have something in place that can say, okay, regardless, look, we make money regardless of market direction around here.
That
means during different conditions, situations, and environments, we have different opportunity sets that we bring to the table. Now, one of the things that you like to do is sell puts that you don't own.
That's right.
Cash in your pocket.
That's right. I love it. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing.
Money for Brandon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stocks are going up, right? Put values are going down.
Yeah.
Because stocks will go up, the put values go down. Okay. But because that's happening, you can sell these things, or you can do credit spreads on these things and collect money in your accounts because the value of the stocks have gone up, creating opportunities there. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you own stocks like this one, I own this one from $7.22. I've owned it for 11 months. I'm up almost 50% on this position here. I know that you've been.
I was way up. I got assigned my cover calls. Okay. So I mean, I exited for a profit, obviously, but I was selling cover calls against it since you put out the first buy.
I sell them every week.
Yeah, well, I might have got a little greedy on my last.
It's all right. You make money.
Yeah. So, but I could sell puts again. I could do the wheel strategy.
Yeah, when it drops, because nothing goes in a straight line forever, no matter how good or bad Rocket might be, or no matter how good or bad Nvidia is, or will be, or won't be, Microsoft, all the others, things move up and down, and this is no different. So here, when it drops for these days in a row, great opportunity to start that wheel strategy. You sell the cash secured puts, and then if you end up buying the stock, you immediately start selling the covered calls.
Exactly. That's how I bought my new watch, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, running the wheel strategy.
There's always an opportunity. There's always a way to make money, no matter what. Look, it's high risk right now. It is not low risk just to throw a bunch of money today into these tech stocks because earnings are coming out next week and you think, oh, I'm good. Okay, that's not a low risk strategy, but that doesn't mean that there aren't a handful of really nice, high quality, low risk, high return, steady return strategies that you can get to. That's what we talk about. Speaking of all of that, Brandon, I believe you and I are having another gathering in 2 nights, 48 hours.
Yeah, man.
48 hours.
Yeah, we're doing a free training where we're going to show you guys exactly all the stuff that we talk about, all the stuff I learned from Romulus, all the stuff I I use all the strategies I use to make money off the stock market. And I learned most of them from Romulus and the homie Greg. And all three of us are getting together. We're doing a free training this Thursday.
This Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I believe you got the link. Maybe everybody can join that.
You got that link?
You know what, though, Brand? We've had a lot of people sign up. There are some open slots left, but there aren't hundreds of openings left.
Yeah.
You know that. Okay.
It's in the Discord. They can find, if you join the Discord, you'll be able to see the link to that training.
Yeah, you want to get in there. Of course, you want to go to Discord. That's that goes without saying, because there's always amazing things going on, and then there's trade ideas. There's great conversations. You become a member of our Legion. You become a Centurion in the Victory Unit Legion. You'll get access to the private section of the Discord. And Greg and I and a lot of other of the Legion members are throwing ideas out there. Good, simple to follow trade strategies and ideas that you can use. And if you're too busy, don't take that trade. Wait a day. Use another one that will show to you. It's a consistent kind of environment. Again, no matter what happens in the market, no matter what's going on. You know, the other day, the lovely Russians, thank God for them and their warlike means, they were shutting down more wheat sales out of the strait over there from Ukraine. And wheat prices started running. They pulled back by the end of the day, but they started running. Corn prices were running up. Soybean prices were running up. Okay. You see soybean prices at a multi-month high as of this morning. Okay. What happens if these things all start to go nuts again like they were last year?
Yeah.
And you go to the store today, you're spending, $100 for like whatever you normally get, your basket of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks from now, you go back there and it's $150.
Yeah.
And then a month you go back there and it's $200.
That can happen.
Of course it can. It happened in the 70s. It happened for a little while last year, not a long-term running thing. I'm not suggesting that that's about to happen. What I'm saying is going back to what Brandon was talking about so extensively, trying to help everybody, trying to get, grab you by the shoulders and help you understand. You got to be prepared, because what if? I mean, here soybean prices are up, okay? Wheat prices, corn prices follow, then everything you buy at the store in a month or 2 or 3 months from now will be more expensive.
You never know what's going to happen. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like my friend, he owns a jewelry store. This is where I bought my watch from. He was telling me that, like, I have this diamond chain, and he said that chain would be twice as much now because of, I bought it before the war in Ukraine, because so many diamonds come from that region. Right, just as less diamonds available. Like, these people, he can't even get enough diamonds to sell stuff.
It would have been a shit ton more expensive than it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you never know how shit's gonna. Something can happen in China or Taiwan, and now remember when all the microchips were expensive, right? And that was fucking up the prices of cars.
Yeah, we don't know. Here's my point. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna find a way to make money either way, no matter what happens.
Trust me, I don't lose any sleep about what the hell's happening to soybean prices or what Putin is doing or not doing.
Oh, man.
Or what's happening in China. I really don't give a shit. Okay. All I see is, oh, wait a minute. Did wheat prices go up? Does that give Brandon and I, does that give us an opportunity?
Yeah.
Great. We'll take advantage of it. If it doesn't, screw it. I don't care.
That's cool, man. We'll be all right. Let me ask you one more question before you go, man.
Of course.
Can you look at the SPY and just tell me what's your analysis of SPY? It's been going crazy.
Same thing what we've been talking about. Overbought. I wouldn't be putting a bunch of money into it. Pullbacks. I'll show you a pullback in a second, by the way, to get into that. Mm-hmm. Pullbacks will probably be buying opportunities. And we have 2023. We've kind of split the middle here with our profits. We've made half the money from stuff going up, half the money from stuff going down.
Yeah.
So speaking of stuff,
you're saying right now we're in a maybe like if it goes down for a few days, maybe you want to sell, like it might be a good opportunity for me to sell puts against SPY.
Yeah, you would start to position yourself to maybe get profit as it goes back up. Okay? Yeah. But to just buy something after it's up, and up with no rhyme or reason, no plan. And that's what most traders and investors do. And by the way, this isn't just retail people. I know the professionals. I know the institutions. I ran around with the big money managers of the hedge funds and the pension funds. They're the same. It's just a different level of follow the leader. It's a different level. Does it look like it's respecting that? I'm sorry. It looks like it's respecting that 21 day. Is that an EMA you have up there? Right. You get a dip. If the dip gets a little more and you come down to that yellow line. Okay.
Oh, what's that yellow one? That's your 50-day
moving average.
That's a simple moving average.
That's a low risk entry right there.
Okay, yeah. So not the 21. You don't feel like that's a strong enough. You feel like it's the 50 is the strong one.
Not after it's been bouncing off it so many times recently without
Yeah.
really going through it and down below it. Now the next
Okay.
time over the next 3 to 4 weeks will probably be down to the gold line right there. Okay.
To the 50.
Let's
All right.
give
So
you an
look
example,
look for it to hit the 50, and that's a buying opportunity is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, most likely. Yep. Yeah.
All right,
here's
and
an
that's when I'll be
example.
selling puts against it.
Well, yeah. Well, you get the alerts. It'll
Come
be
on, man.
right
I
in
already know what I don't know. I don't have to look at the chart. The beauty of getting the alerts, being in the Legion, is
right
I
there.
don't even really have to look at the charts. I
Yeah,
just
it's right there.
you know, yeah.
Right there. So here was one we did the other day, Brandon. You remember this one here just from a day or two ago?
Mhm.
We got this one, and you see that high fly. This is a stock. It's Verizon, by the way. It gets hammered like this. I mean, nobody wants to buy the stock after it gets hammered like this.
Yeah.
Nobody else is
Well,
talking about buying
we
this.
bought it right there.
And I'm not suggesting you mortgage the house.
That's not a strategy
put all
for
your money
y'all.
into it. But you find enough trades like this over a 12-month period of time, you look down, you're like, well, damn. I made
We sold the next day for that. That was a nice profit.
Yeah. It was a nice
When
little
it was at
bounce
the
in there.
top. When it was at the top of that green line.
No mess, no stress kind of trading. And we find these trades all the time in the Legion. We post them, we write about them, we text them right to your phone.
Come on,
you
man.
Want to check it out? Come join us Thursday, 7 o'clock. We're going to be rapping about this. Right.
Come on, man. Listen, Romulus, thank you so much, man. I can't wait till we do our thing on Thursday, man.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Thank you, Brandon. Awesome to spend some time. We welcome back.
Oh, man, it's good to be here.
See you soon.
All right, take it easy. Make sure y'all join that Discord, man, so y'all can know what's up, man. All right, listen. So we talked about, I talked about, how to get, let me get back into the lesson I was in, right? Because Romulus comes on the 8, and I ain't want to dip into his time, right? But I was talking about the way most people, they have this boom and bust cycle of success. But what we want consistent success. And the third thing you need, so I said you got to, even when you're succeeding, so this blue line represented effort. The green line represented results. Most people live like this. They put in a bunch of effort at first, then they start relaxing, take the foot off the gas, and then the result, they start doing no effort until the fucking bills come. They can't pay their bills, or they get too fucking fat, and then they start putting in mad effort, and they do this boom and bust cycle. What you want to do is maintain max effort, right? Maintain max effort. You want to keep your guard up bad times. That's what I talked about before the break, right? But the third thing you need to do, and this is super important, is not care so much about the results, right? Because if you do the work for the results, you'll quit doing the work once you get the results. And that's how people end up in that boom bust cycle, right? As soon as they get the results, they take their foot off the gas, they start chilling, and then they stop getting the results, then they turn it back up. And it's retarded, right? What you want to do is focus on building the character. Right? Building the character is more important than accomplishing the goals. So I remember when I first started working out, and I would be like, oh man, I say to somebody, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to work out today. And they'll be like, oh, you can just work out tomorrow. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, dumbass. That's not how it works. Because, and they'll say something like, oh, one day won't hurt. One day won't be a big deal. And it's like, one day is not a big deal as it pertains to the accomplishment of the goal, but one day does hurt as it pertains to building the type of character of the man who does what he says he's going to do, right? Building the type of character that I want to have, which is the man that goes hard every day, that pushes himself to his limits every day. See, most people are trying to see what they can get away with, how little they can do. I'm trying to see how much I can push myself, because I know that if I build that character and if I maintain that character, then the results will take care of themselves. I literally don't even have to look at the results. You get what I'm saying? This is one reason. It's a big reason why I don't do a lot of celebrating of my accomplishments. Is because the victory didn't happen that day. The victory didn't happen when there was $1 million in my bank account. The victory didn't happen when I had 1 million subscribers. The victory didn't happen when I had 1 million Instagram followers. The victory is every day. The victory comes from doing the things that lead up to that on a daily basis, consistently, right? Going all out every day. Because if you do the things that will accomplish the goal, success is inevitable. Let's say you have a list of shit you got to do. Let's say you want to get in shape. Say you want to lose 10 pounds. You're going to lose 10 pounds, right? Boom. It's easy. All you got to do is make a list of everything you have to do to accomplish the goals. All right. It's super simple. Let's say you want to do it in 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Well, that's simple. That's a pound a week, right? A pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So if you're in a 500 calorie deficit, every day you'll lose a pound a week. You can miss. It's simple math, right? So what do you have to do to lose this pound, right? Boom. You'd have to, all right. Well, first you have to track your calories. You have to track your calories. Boom. You'd have to track the calories you burn. So you have to track the calories you burn and the calories you consume, right? So you track the calories you consume with, me. I keep a scale in my bag, food scale in my bag, keep it wherever I go, and I put it in my fitness pal. I know exactly how many calories I ate each day. Boom. I track the calories I burn with my Oura ring. I used to do it with the Apple Watch, but you know what I'm saying? The Richard Mille is a little flyer. The new Richard Mille, it don't track calories. It don't track calories, but it shits on the fucking haters and snuts on the hoes. And that's a little bit more important to me. So I let the Oura ring handle the heavy lifting of tracking my calories. So I know exactly how much I burn every day, tracking my calories consumed, tracking my calories burned. And I just have to make sure I'm in 500 calorie deficit. I have to be minus 500 calories every day. Boom. And all I have to do is mark that. If I do these things every day, if I do those 3 things every day, I can't lose. So I just have to make sure I do those 3 things every day. It's super simple. Get it some device. A Fitbit will do it too. If you want to be cheap, get you a Fitbit, right? That shit is under $100. No excuse to be fat. And just track your calories. Track how many you burn, track how many you consume. Make sure you're in a 500 calorie deficit. 10 weeks, I'll be 10 pounds lighter. It's simple math. But I won't have to have a big celebration because I know if I do those 3 things every day, it can't not happen. And you do that with all your goals. You list out everything you have to do to accomplish those goals and make sure you do those every day. And just make today a victorious day. And if every day is a victorious day, then every week's a victorious week. If every week's a victorious week, then every month's a victorious month. If every month's a victorious month, every year is a year of victory. And if every year is a victorious year, then you King Keto, Brandon Carter, Gymnasium Jesus. It's just math, right? So you want to focus on making today a victory and do that every day, especially when you're winning. Because let's say I set this plan. Things are going good. This means that like nothing bad is going to happen in 10 weeks. I'm going to have a 10-week span where, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you would think I'm going to go 10 weeks without me and my girlfriend, maybe we get in an argument, or my mom is mad at me, or fucking I hurt myself, or one of my employees starts tripping, or there's a fucking natural disaster, or I have to fly somewhere, or something happens with my son. Like anything can fucking happen in 10 weeks. Anything can happen. You gotta be strong enough to withstand those things and still maintain your disciplines every day, no matter what. That's the key. Because people will tell me shit like, oh man, I was doing good, man, but then, you know, business happened, or like, oh, I had a baby, or fucking life gets in the way. And all I hear is, oh, you's a bitch. You say all these things, and maybe they're good reasons to you, but to me it sounds like all I hear is, oh man, normal regular life shit happened and I wasn't strong enough to keep going under those circumstances. I'm a bitch, Brandon. I can only work hard under perfect circumstances. That's whole shit. That's whole shit, man. You got to be able to perform under any circumstances. Nima's been here for a year. He's seen all types of crazy shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Family members die, employees acting out of character. You know what I'm saying? Fucking natural disasters. There's been hurricanes. Fucking hurricanes. Motherfucker died outside my building, jumped in the ocean or some shit. Yeah, the motherfucker jumped. He was drunk or some shit. Fucking Heat lost. Heat lost the championship. How you think that made me feel? I had to keep working under those circumstances. Watching my Miami Heat lose again. How you think that made me feel? You think that was easy for me? But I kept working. I kept going. I get a fucking call, school. Son done fuck somebody up again. Like, goddamn, why is he always beating these men? He grew up wealthy. Why is he? I used to worry about him getting bullied. I was like, I hope he doesn't get bullied. I got the bully. God damn, how is that? So I got to work through that. You know what I'm saying? Like all types of shit is going to happen. You got to still be a G and perform under those circumstances. You can't let I don't want to hear no excuses. Motherfucker, I had family members die and I stayed on the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do that. You can't let shit knock you off, man, because your future depends on it. And the future of the people you care about depend on your success as a man. If you can maintain these things and you maintain your discipline under any circumstances, especially when you're successful, you maintain those disciplines, nothing can stop you, man. Nothing can stop you. Whew. That's a lot of video. Let's answer some super chats. Yeah, that one line is from my girl. She was like, yo, I was like running through this shit, and she was like, yo, I was talking about L's, taking L's. She said, yo, L's. She said, turned into a fucking, it looked like a character from Menace to Society or some shit, man. She was like, listen, look here, L's don't have to be losses. They can be lessons. That's why they L's. They could be lessons, not losses. I was like, you been dating fucking gangster niggas? Because that was some gangster. It sounded like she heard that shit from behind a fucking jail wall. But I know she did. I don't know where she heard
Blackjack.
I don't know where she heard that shit because her ex-boyfriend's a petty crime ass fucking loser niggas. Anyway, what's up with Blackjack? What's he talking about?
That is the past. This is Blackjack.
Fucking
Blackjack
thieves.
Mastery.
Uh-huh.
I needed him over the weekend in Vegas. How do I find a social media manager to grow my IG and TikTok to reach more clients? I tried Fiverr, but no luck. How many cold emails can I send in IG per day without getting banned? The shout out thing stopped working for my sports picks business on IG. Shout out to him for the $50.
Shout out to, we should have hollered at Blackjack Master before we went to Vegas. Because we had lose money mastery. We put on a master class on how to throw away a few grand. We put on a fucking clinic on how to lose money in Vegas. But luckily I went with a certain amount of money. I was like, I'm just gonna gamble with it. I don't care what happens. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. How do you find a social media manager to grow his IG and TikTok to reach more clients? I tried Fiverr with no. You know what? I mean, if you got the bread, you want to go on Upwork. Right? Upwork is where you find like the good people, right? Upwork. You might even look on LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? You can put an ad on LinkedIn. You can put an ad on Upwork, and they'll come to you. Or what is it? What's the other Monster?
There are also these new services. I've seen the ads. You kind of hire people from like Philippines, like for a year, like a full year. So you pay them $5,000 for the full year.
You got to see if they're good. How you know if they're good or not, though?
So it's like they do the moderation, but as you said, you wouldn't know until you test them out.
I never had no experience with that. Like when we want to hire people, we go on first. We look at our network, right? There's usually someone within our network, but if not, then we literally go on monster.com, LinkedIn, Upwork. If it's somebody temporary. What's the other one that's like Monster? Fuck, I wish I knew. You know, those sites though. Honestly, we go on those sites and we post ads for like, we're looking to hire these motherfuckers, right? If you got the bread, right? Indeed, yeah. We've hired people off Indeed. You know what I'm saying? The shout out thing stopped working for my IG pics. I wouldn't even know what do you mean when you say it stopped working though, you know? Because what you want to do is you don't want to send cold DMs on IG. And what you want to do is hit up the people who follow, So here's a strategy. I'm gonna give you some game. We call it lead the like. This is what I teach like my online training clients. So anybody who likes a post, follows you, fucking leaves a comment, anything, fucking any interaction on your page, immediately email them. You know what I'm saying? Not email, immediately DM them and start asking them questions. Hey man, I see you liked my fucking post. Man, you know what I'm saying? How's your fucking sports shit going, man? Or you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. We had different scripts that I give my students, but lead the like, because if you're doing it cold, it's a little too hard. What I would do is I would keep doing shit to promote your page and then lead to like any interaction you get, right? And also you need to be posting multiple times a day and post reels on IG because they get more reach. Like you should be posting mostly reels and whatever any interaction you get, you DM them then. Anyway, it's not cold. You get what I'm saying? It's like imagine like a dating situation. Imagine like some dating shit. Imagine if you just went around Instagram randomly hitting girls up, right? But if a girl's like commenting on your shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you probably had better luck with her than randomly cold. You know what I'm saying? Think about it like that. When you start thinking about it in those contexts, I feel like it makes it easier to grasp like the psychology of the customer journey. What else we got?
Here's a follow-up question.
Oh.
Any advice on how much an LLC business should spend on advertising? 15% of profit? What are some good write-off ideas for an LLC?
It shouldn't be like that. Like you got to find out. Okay. Damn, Blackjack Mastery. All right, let me just break some down. Everybody's gonna be able to enjoy it. Here's the whole game of business. It's the whole game of business, right? You have lifetime value. All right. Whatever that is. All right. Then you have cost of acquisition, meaning how much does it cost you to acquire a customer minus how much that customer is worth, right? Equals profit, right? So for example, if the lifetime value of a customer, let's say it's, I don't know how much it costs to join Blackjack Mastery's Mastery Blackjack course, right? You know, if you're selling a course, you're selling a membership, let's use simple math. Let's say lifetime value of a customer is $1,000, right? Boom. And low numbers just for easy math, right? But you got to find out this number. What's the cost of acquisition? Like if you ever watch Shark Tank, one of the first things, how much does it cost you to acquire a customer? It's like one of the first things they ask. Why? Because this is the whole game, right? Lifetime, you got to find out how much it costs you to acquire a customer. If you don't know that, then you got to spend some money to figure it out. but you need to know this number. How much does it cost you to acquire a customer, right? And basically anything under $1,000 is your gross profit, right? Because you're gonna have cost of you, depending on what your product is, you're gonna have cost of goods, right? Or how much it costs you to give, right? Gross profit, right? But yeah, it's like you, as long as you're under $1,000, you can make that happen. Depending on how much cash you have, right? It's also depends on how much cash you have, right? Because a business that doesn't have a lot of free capital, you can't really go off lifetime value. You got to go off. You might need to make this money back immediately. In which case, let's say you got a monthly program, $50 a month, monthly recurring revenue per customer. Your MRR is $50. All right. If you're running on fucking low cash, then you gotta get your cost of acquisition to be under $50 for ads to make sense for you, right? It's got to be under $50. Otherwise, you're breaking even, right? But even if you do this, right? Let's say you break even. If it's monthly MRR, then it's like, yo, you pay just $50 to acquire the customer, but bam, everything after that is profit, depending on what the lifetime value is. That's why you need to know this number too, right? Because for me, the lifetime value, if my MRR is $50 and it costs me $50 to get a customer, I'll do that shit all day with as much money as I can. I'd borrow money for that shit. In fact, I do. I use credit cards for my ads. I'm not using my own money. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm using fucking American Express's money, right? And then the MRR is $50. That means everything the second from month 2 on is profit. So you got to find out your numbers, bro. I mean, you got to know your numbers. Like you kind of just threw out some random numbers to me, and I appreciate that you on here every week, and you it seemed like you're making some progress. Like it's like he takes something from me every week and applies it, right? I love that about this dude. You know what I'm saying? But now your next step for like some real business shit, you got to learn your numbers, bro. You got to learn your numbers, and if you know your numbers, know what your monthly recurring in. If you have a recurring product, then you got to find out what your MRR is, right? Per customer, right? And then you want to get anything below that. It depends on how much cash you got, right? To operate. Because I know I know some companies. Check this out. Check this out, man. So this is something I learned from my mentor, Matt Kalan. Fuck. So this kind of blew my mind when he first told me this, and he told me this like 10 years ago. And he was like, yo, let's say your lifetime value, I'm going to use a higher number so it makes more sense. It's like 10 grand, right? Somebody stays with you, and over the course of it might be years, that customer is going to be worth 10 grand. Well, shit, man. It depends on when you need to make this money back, how soon you need to make this money back. Because the longer you can stretch out the time you need to make back your cost of acquisition, the bigger you can grow your company, right? If you need to make your money back every month, well, then you're kind of like limited. Your growth is limited by how much cash you have. But if you got enough cash where you don't need to make your money back for a fucking year or fucking like a year, then you can go fucking super hard. It don't even matter, right? And that's what a lot of these big ass companies do. Right? Facebook didn't make no profit for the first bunch of years. Instagram either, right? If you can really stretch this out, let's say your cost of acquisition is fucking, I don't know, 2 grand, but you know over time, that's crazy. Like that's super high. I'm using that number on purpose, right? That's super high cost of acquisition. But if you know over the lifetime of that customer, you're going to make a profit of 8 grand, which just depends on how fast you need to make this profit. Well, really how fast you need to make this back to stay in business. And the longer you can stretch that out, the bigger you can grow the bigger you can grow your company. I say all that to say you need to learn your numbers. And once you have that, man, you'll be able to build a bigger business. See, man, motherfuckers don't know how smart I am. They don't know because I talk like a slave and I fucking tell all you guys these jokes all the time. and I ain't wore sleeves since the 90s. motherfuckers be forgetting. Motherfuckers don't be knowing that's fine. I went to college. All right. What else? What else we got? I run big businesses.
We have the one.
Oh, y'all want to learn more about this shit? I know y'all don't know this shit. Y'all don't know this shit. I kind of confused a lot of y'all. I probably lost. We probably lost viewers. Hey man, what the fuck? What the fuck is all these numbers, man? You know, and they left. Right? You want to learn that shit? Baller Mindset course. It's free. It's free. I break the shit down, man. That and more. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mia Moore.
No, you're fine. Baller Mindset is in the description.
Yeah.
Blackjack said thanks.
Ain't nothing, Blackjack. See you
And
next
then
week.
we back at the 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brandon. I sell pest control door to door, and in 4 months, I've sold 200K.
Hey.
My company. Any chance I can apply for any sales position on your team after I finish this job in September?
He sell roach poison.
If he's doing so good, why he wants to leave?
No, he's doing good, man. I don't know what. Listen, 4 months. I don't know what your commission is. If it's 10%, you made 20 grand in 4 months. That ain't bad, man. But he got to go door to door. That's why you want to leave. My sales team sells from the comfort of their own home. You got to go door to door. I'm presumably with cans of poison. Nah, he's not doing the pest control. He sells it. And someone else comes and poisons this person's home. Yo, because that's what's up. If he's making 10% commission, he made 20 grand, right? 4 months. That ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad at all. And it's only his first 4 months, so you'll probably get even better. I mean, I don't know how selling fucking poison translates, but sales is sales, man. Sales is sales. And if you can do door to door sales, you can definitely do Zoom sales, the shit we do. I mean, yeah, you know, holla at us in September. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. You know, we'll see if we have openings then. For sure. Congratulations, though, bro. And that door to door shit is hard. So he's actually probably pretty good. Knocking on random strangers' doors. Y'all got roaches, don't you? I don't know what the open is. So this house looks like this house got some roaches and shit, man. You know what you need. Look here. My homie Tyrone to come through with all these roaches. And pest control is just Tyrone with a bunch of Raid running around his house with a bunch of Raid and a fitted cap.
We have some compliments.
What's the next one?
Draco, saludos from Spain, Senor Brandon. We need some Thot Repellent here in Spain too. I'll be ready for HCT soon.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what we're going to get my man 1% of the sale. This pest control. These are the real pests. Walking around Miami. Goddamn whores. Titties out. Trying to distract the ballers from God's work. What's up? When you can get out and control these pests, I'm going to fund you with this Thot Repellent. I'm going to go to backpack size. You know them backpacks of poison? They be having you Thot Repellent all on his back. He's going to have to spray Biscayne Boulevard. Ocean Drive. So I can finally go back to South Beach. I can't even go down there. So many goddamn pests. Bone marrow?
Sure. Shout out to Bones.
Shout out to Bones marrow. Shout out to Bones marrow, man.
Kajarvis?
Kajarvis. He's probably black. If I had, listen, I'm going to take a wild guess. That Kajarvis is African American. I'm going to take a wild It sounds like that motherfucker should be in the NFL. My favorite part in the NFL season is when they say the names. And that sounds like an NFL name. Can you put it back up for me? I just want to see one thing. You know what was his name? Kajar. Jarvis Jenkins, the U.
Jarvis Williams.
Whatever. Fuck that shit. What's the next one? Oh,
Right there.
Jarvis Williams, Ohio State. That's my favorite part of the NFL season. Like, that's all I care about. I don't care when's the game. I just want to see them announce. I just want to see these niggas with their goofy names say that shit. Jarvis Williams, D, Ohio State. What else we got? Oh. What else?
We have Formula. What are the top books you recommend a 16-year-old to read running an online business?
The top books I recommend for a teenager running an online business. I actually have some expertise in this because my homie Splash Man, he came to me when he was 16 and he asked me to mentor him. And I started working with him and he built a business. Initially, I showed him how to do like print on demand with Shopify. I showed him how to set that up. Then we had an ad strategy. We came up with a different ad strategy that was kind of unique. And he was making 10 grand a month. He was making 10 grand a month at fucking 16. Now you ain't got King Keto to mentor you, so you want to get some books, brother. And starting an online business, it depends, bro. Like I would need to know more. Like, what kind of online business do you want to start? Is it like a service business? Are you selling some sort of product or service? Are you drop shipping? It's like I would need to know more. I mean, you could, if you just want something basic, .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. That's super basic. That's a good start. But if you want to sell a physical product, it's not the best, right? I don't really know a good Shopify book or a good drop shipping book or anything like that. I'm assuming you don't have a lot of capital. You probably should start a service business. .com Secrets by Russell Brunson, I think is really good. Dude, there was a time I kept that book on me at all times, like it was the fucking Bible, you know. And it's a little antiquated now, maybe, but I think that's a good start. Oh, speaking of that, I got some books you should read. Book of the week. Okay, I'm back. I forgot the book of the week. It was in the other room, and I had to run to it. And my apartment's mad big. It's like running a whole football field. Luckily, I got on this new sports watch. You know what I'm saying? You know, Rafael Nadal be wearing, not this one, but he wears an RM when he's fucking playing tennis and shit. Bubba Watson, this is a sports watch. I think it makes me a little faster. What's the nigga's name? Football nigga, man. Used to be for the Giants when he was like really good. Then he won a Super Bowl. Kinda, but he broke his leg in the Super Bowl. And he started fucking that model. He had a baby. Odell Beckham. He got fined for wearing one of these. I think they didn't want him to wear it in the game because I think it makes you faster. Anyway, book of the week. It is. Let me send it to you. So you have. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to Nima so he can put it in. Send me a text real quick just so it comes on the computer. So I have your. There you go. There you go. All right. Book of the week. Neem's gonna put it in the description or some shit. Right. Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. So I met Dan last week. I had dinner with him and a bunch of other ballers. And let me just tell you about this motherfucker, Dan. Dan he teaches people how to build SaaS companies. So he mentored Alex Hormozy when he was building his SaaS company. What's it called? SaaS company. He built a CRM company for gyms, and then he sold that for an undisclosed amount, but it was a lot of money, right? And Dan was his mentor while he was building that, right? Dan is also good friends with my mentor, Matt Gallant, who has a company is doing $50 million in profit this year called Bio Optimizers, a supplement company. And I'm with Dan at dinner, and Dan and some other dudes at dinner, they're talking about what plane they wanted to buy. Mind you, I'm over here. I got the new Richard Mille. I'm thinking I'm a baller. These motherfuckers talking about what planes they want to buy. All right. That's how I knew I was at the table with some real G's, you know? And while I was at dinner, Dan posted he was at dinner with me, and my mentor Matt said, "Tell Brandon said hi." That was a good moment for me because Matt's like a big bro, older brother to me. Anyway, Dan, his book Buy Back Your Time is like a lot of the shit that I've been talking to you guys about for mad long. Is you need to buy your time. See, broke people spend time to save money. If you want to ball, you need to spend money to save time, because time is your most important assets, right? You know, like you can always make back more money, but when time is gone, it's gone forever. And that's why people try to clown me for, oh, Brandon doesn't wash dishes because you want to save money, or Brandon doesn't clean his own house, and they try to clown me for it or for not cooking, right? Hey, this guy wrote a whole book about this whole concept. He's about to buy his own plane. He's about to buy another plane because he had a plane. I'm chilling with Dan. I seen him the next day because I was doing a podcast, and Dan was the guest after me on the podcast. They were recording another episode, and Dan was like, "Oh, I was going to fly out today, but the pilot said that my plane can't take off because it's too hot for small planes to take off here in Vegas." It was like 120, like literally like 120, and the plane was too small for like the heat couldn't take the engine, right? That's the kind of problems I want to have. That's what kind of my plane's too small, right? You guys are worrying about paying bills, getting girls. Those are your problems. I want the problems is my plane's too small, right? And you know, a lot of stuff Dan talks about in his book, like I feel vindicated and validated for like this advice I've been giving. The people have been clowning me. I've been talking about buying back your time for so long. Neiman, no, I talk about it all the time. It's all I talk about. Buy back your time.
It's yeah, you literally have multiple videos that's a part of it, and also in the course
and in the Baller Mindset course. I talk about it, right? And how you can do it. This dude's a real baller. He runs a $100 million fund with one of his business partners, right? He's mentored your idols, like people you look up to. He mentored them, right? Get the book, Buy Back Your Time. And when you read it, you'll be like, damn, Brandon Carter was right this whole time. But I know I get it. Sometimes you guys have to hear a white man say things before you believe it. You hear Brandon say, "Oh, Brandon," you got to hear a white man say it. Here you go. I know they don't want to believe it when I say it. They got to hear a white guy say it. So no problem. I get it. Here. Voila. Buy Back Your Time by my homie Dan Martell. Yeah, no, he's a real G. He's a real G. All right, and I think that's it. Unless there's another super chat, I'll answer one or two more if it's like some big money ones. If not, then we can get the fuck out of here. Oh, $10.
We can do this 10-1. He's saying, "Thanks for answering my question, Brandon. I'm pretty sure you just blew everyone's minds, including my own."
You're welcome, Mr. Gonzalez. I don't even remember what I said to you.
It was the
Like
unlikable boss.
Is what?
The unlikable boss or
Oh,
coworkers.
yeah, that was good. I remember talking to you. I just don't remember what I said. But until Mia Moore reminded me. About to remind her of something. What's the next? What's the About to
You want to read more, or
you got a big money one or nah? Because we can get the
they all range within the 5. They all 5s. I'll read the comments.
All right. Well, listen, guys. I gotta give Mia more fuetes more pronto. I'm working on my Spanish, so I gotta get up out of here. Listen, join the Discord, download the Baller Mindset course, and I'll see y'all next week. And remember, next week we're doing 2 podcasts a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, peace.